Hi everyone, this is Kareem Cronfley, the Eternal Tavern Keeper from Chapter and Multiverse. Before we get into this week's episode, I want to take some time to tell you about a new Forged in the Dark role-playing game called Wicked Ones, and its expansion, Undead Awakening, from the talented creators at Bandit Camp. Wicked Ones puts you in the role of a group of fantasy monsters building a dungeon, launching raids on the surface to gather a horde, and pursuing a nefarious master plan. Along the way, there's pillaging, rituals, concoctions, contraptions, discoveries deep in the ground, and so much more. You build your dungeon over time throughout the campaign, with no two dungeons ever alike. Undead Awakening is the expansion to Wicked Ones, an entirely new game built on the original's monstrous foundation. Not tied to a dungeon, you instead take on the role of powerful rotting undead, who raise an undead horde to terrorize the living and spread evil across the land. You play out horror movie moments, leaning into classic tropes as you terrorize your victims, and play to find out what has brought your undead scourge against the land. To find out more about Wicked Ones, or for links to the new Kickstarter, head over to www.banditcamp.io. That's www.banditcamp.io. Enjoy the episode. Rusty Quill presents Chapter and Multiverse. Good afternoon, my friend. I'll have our fantastic new bartender make your usual order right away. They are quite adept at flair bartending, but that may be just because they have several muscular arms. But before I go on too much of a tangent, I should get you up to speed on our Taj team. Adib and his companions finally managed to get to his sister's gig, and while they were there, they also resolved a bit of family tension. But after the confrontation with Aquila, Joseph had to act quickly in order to gain as much information about his former mentor as possible.
Hello and welcome back to Chapter and Multiverse, the actual play podcast where we explore the same city across multiple parallel universes. I am your game master, Maddy Searle. My pronouns are she, her, and today we are continuing our campaign of Masks, a new generation, which is designed by Brendan Conway and allows our players to take on the role of young superheroes. But before we go any further, I must introduce our wonderful and talented players. Could you please let me know your name and pronouns and your character's name and pronouns, starting with Lydia?
Hi, I'm Lydia, she, they, and I am playing Minnie Smithson, who uses she, her.
And Pip?
Hello there, I'm Pip Gladwin, and I'll be playing Joseph Teller, aka, not really Zenith anymore. I don't know, just Joseph Teller, I guess, for now. He's fine, and everything is fine. And our pronouns are he and him.
And Ahmed.
Hello, I'm Ahmed Aljabry, and I guess I'm getting back to being stoked to be here. I am playing Adib bin Yislam, a.k.a. the Turban. Adib's pronouns are he and him.
Wonderful. And Lowri.
Hello, I am Lowri Ann Davies, and I am playing Blue Day with Morgan, a.k.a. Siphon. Both of our pronouns are she, her.
And so last we left off, Joseph went back to Aquila's HQ, the Eyrie, and had a confrontation which ended in her telling him to get out and him leaving. So we don't know exactly what the aftermath of that is going to be. Meanwhile, our three other heroes went to check in on the grey box and found it completely empty, with no bluebell or plants to be found. And they also went to Amel's gig, where there was an awkward moment with Amira, Adib and Amel's mother, turning up, being angry that she hadn't been told about this thing happening. But it ended in some reconciliation and understanding, which was very lovely.
Yay.
And so, as we pick up, I would like to ask, where is Joseph? What's he doing?
Yeah, there's a few things, I guess, Maddie. Number one, because I have a set amount of time before Aquila realizes that I have stolen their phone. So I think my first move is to get everything that I can off it.
Cool.
Specifically, I think what I will focus on is her connection to UTBC and the pilot program, any communication, I mean, that's if I can even crack this thing. Like, I assume the security on it is pretty heavy, but I've been trained to break that kind of stuff. So, I'm basically looking for evidence. That is my main goal here before I assume this phone, I don't know, explodes or electrocutes me.
I'm going to call this an Unleash Your Powers /training role. Because even though like the line between this and assess the situation is blurry, but yeah, either of those would work.
I mean, if you're giving me the opportunity to use assess the situation, I will use assess the situation because I have a +2 rather than a +nothing.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
What about pierce the mask? Because you've got a lot of mundane at the moment, haven't you? Because that is, what are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do?
That Lowri, is just a tremendous pitch.
That is an excellent idea.
And my mundane is higher than my superior right now. So yes.
Let's do it.
Okay, that is an 11.
Beautiful.
All the info.
I will go for what are you really planning? And also, well, I got 10 plus, so I get to ask 3, Maddy.
Yeah, lay it on me.
Sorry, Maddy.
It's all good.
I will go for how could I gain influence over you, because that's a thing I've never had. And then the last one I'll take is how could I get your character to admit fault?
Interesting. So in terms of what are you really planning, you have access to a lot of information, but a very short time to do it in. But if you are interested in UTBC, you can see that they basically approached her as a kind of sponsorship type deal where they would offer funds and she would speak about them favorably and she would kind of protect their interests, but she hasn't had any communications from them about the pilot program. She has no information on there that you can find that implicates UTBC in anything dodgy. It's just a mutually beneficial business deal on her part.
I'll say, is there mention of, and I've forgotten her name now, I remember the surname was Claret?
Fiona Claret.
Did she communicate with her at all?
No, I don't think so. She was going through some of the more legitimate parts of the business. In terms of other aspects of what you're really planning, you can see that she is very much focused on the kind of cleaning up the streets angle. She's very much about getting into the criminal underworld, especially the superpowered criminal underworld, breaking it down, making sure it's not a threat. She has a massive blind spot for people in positions of power who are abusing power. She has no interest in dismantling the corporate structure or looking at superpowered people who may be overusing their abilities. She's very much like, okay, these people are criminals, we must deal with them. And in terms of how could I gain influence over you, I think the answer to that question may be to show that you are the next generation of superhero, that you are your own person, that you are essentially, she's a thing of the past and that you are a thing of the future.
Okay.
Kind of put her in her place. And as for your final question, how could I get your character to admit fault? I think Aquila is someone who responds to cold hard evidence. And if you compiled all the evidence, all the footage of her messing up, then she would find it very hard to ignore that. If you were simply to spin a narrative around it, she would be able to rationalize it away. But if it was there in front of her in black and white, she would have to consider it very carefully.
Okay, then I think I know the thing that Joseph is going to do. I have access to, and I'm guessing at this point when I've managed to pull from Aquila's phone, it shuts down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just bricks.
Suddenly Snake 2 appears, and that's all you can do on it.
I still have my mobile device. If that is still functioning, I think I have access to more or less everything that we've found so far. Everything we got on Clear Vision Trading, the links to UTBC, the stuff that Adib managed to pull from UTBC before deleting everything. I still have all of that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna parcel all of that up into a nice little set of files, pictures of any of the text-based documents, and then the documents themselves. And then I'm going to get my phone out. I'm going to turn on the camera. I'm going to flip the screen around so it's facing me, and I'm going to record a video. My name is Joseph Teller. For the last 13 years, I've been trained by and have been operating for the former superhero Aquila under the codename Zenith. My mentor has been embroiled in a plot, duped by the UTBC into aiding a so-called pilot program, a project that manipulates young and vulnerable powered people in Chapter. The UTBC is using a shell corporation named Clear Vision Trading to cover up this pilot program under the eyes of CTO Fiona Claret. They know my name, they know the names and faces of my team. That's not going to stop us. We're coming for you. And I'm going to end the video there, and then I'm going to send it not to UTBC, but to another news network along with all of that evidence.
Amazing. I think within the next 10 minutes, you get several notifications on your phone of UTBC branded news content that is discrediting you. Obviously not with a vast amount of evidence that you have, but just in kind of vague terms, calling into question your competence as a team, accusing you of property damage in the UTBC
That is fair.
headquarters, which is fair.
A lot of this is fair, frankly.
A lot of this is fair. I did hit that building with a plane.
Yeah.
They have no evidence.
I had a hoodie on, they didn't know it was
I
me.
wiped all their software.
You don't have access to that plane anymore, so...
True, what plane? I don't know anything about a plane.
So yeah, and you flick to the 24-hour news channel, and you can see a newsreader saying, a new superhero team associated with the governmental agency TAJ has been accused of gross incompetence and destruction of private property. Solatrix, Zenith, the Turban, and Siphon, who only became a functioning team last Saturday, infiltrated the UTBC headquarters as part of a work experience tour. They severely damaged thousands of pounds worth of expensive equipment by setting off the sprinkler system, and also used a jet to break one of the building's windows. Authorities suspect that the team may have been working with the established supervillain Poltergeist, that they had been seen together earlier today by witnesses in the Brick District. Tonight, we will be speaking to superhero experts and asking, has TAJ gone too far?
So seeing that all just start popping off, and people throwing accusations at other people and all this kind of chaos just kind of starting around it, I think he smiles a little bit. I think there's this moment of okay, good. And then I'm going to take the bag that I have my costume and the remainder of my gear, not the helmet, but everything else in. I'm going to chuck it in a bin. And because that I'm certain is chock full of tracking devices, I'm going to take my phone out. I'm going to crush it. I'm just going to stomp on it because that's also almost certainly chock full of tracking devices. And then I'm going to, if we're still the night before, then I'm going to head to the Nightjar. If it's still the night before, which we're saying it is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to go try and link up with the others then.
Nice. Yeah, it's about midnight currently.
I am so impressed that with a phone crushed, you know where to go. Because since the advent of Google Maps, the mapping and directions part of my brain has atrophied. So, I don't know if you're scribbling down an awkward map
I've
before you crash the
I've been
phone.
running around jumping off rooftops in this building since I was 8. So I think I've got Pip is dreadful and would be lost instantly, but Zenith is not. Joseph rather, not Zenith anymore.
No. Identity crisis!
So yeah, I think for dramatic purposes, you enter just as the family hug between Amira, Amal, and Adib is breaking up, and as the tablet that Minnie has from TAJ is just going off, just absolutely ringing off the hook.
Minnie has no compulsions about ignoring calls from TAJ, as we've established before. So
Yeah.
very much more focused on the family get together.
Yeah, understandable. And so yeah, Joseph enters as all this is happening.
Do you want us to see you?
Yeah, I'm not trying to hide.
Okay.
Runs over and gives a hug.
Just kind of goes freezes up kind of completely, and then I think I'll sort of pat you on the shoulder.
I don't understand why you did what you did, but I think deep down you're a good person, and Morgan explained that sometimes people do bad things, but they're actually good people, and I really think that you're a good person and that you're trying as hard as you can, and
Minnie.
If I wanted everything to be logical and explainable, I would have stayed on Specmarkalon. And I'm just glad that you care so much, even if it doesn't always come out in the right way.
Minnie?
Yeah. What?
I'm guessing you haven't seen the news?
No, we've been watching Adib's sister's band. It's amazing.
Okay, so maybe shelve the hug and, yeah. I'm sorry?
Morgan will be like, that's... Thinking you're talking about what happened before, like, that's okay, Zenith. Like, I think... I don't know why, but I think we can work through this.
No,
I think...
Guys.
I jump in and just hug him.
Yeah. And Morgan's like...
God damn it.
puts her arms around everyone and doesn't squeeze, but just, like, encircles you. Okay. I think we're going to be okay.
Guys.
Just so long
Guys.
as we're making decisions together from now on, right?
Yeah.
Guys.
So we all agree about things that so that we don't have any surprises for one another, because I just don't know if I could cope.
I think at this point, if I can have a tiny bit of agency over the control of this scene, I think we start hearing people's phones going off, and people are like, "Oh, what's going on?" Like lots of people taking their phones out, and then like a couple of them are, there's probably music playing right now, but a couple of these people are taking their phones out and like have it on. Have the volume up and are just playing what's on there. So I think you catch like moments of my voice being played out of other people's phones in this room.
What's going on?
Just check the news.
Okay. Minnie pulls out the tablet. She was going to check the news, but as she's pulling it out, you can see that it's like Taj flashing red. Incoming call.
Minnie.
What? Usually they just don't say anything important. Okay. Presses call accepted. Hi, we're trying to check the news. Could you call back later?
I'm in my pajamas at home, and I really need everyone to come into HQ as soon as possible, because the news is, well, I think we need to talk, okay? We need to talk.
What is the news?
Well, Joseph has gone on record accusing UTBC of being involved in this big conspiracy.
I mean, they are.
Okay. And they have responded by outing you all.
As in, they know who we are.
They know I'm an alien?
Yeah, they haven't used your names, but there are pictures of your faces very clearly, and your superhero names everywhere.
Forget what I said about the alien thing. That was a joke.
Sure, it's fine. I'm always wearing the mask.
But you were in the headquarters walking around with no disguises on.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I deleted everything. Like Control A, Control Shift Delete.
I think perhaps they have cloud storage and everything was automatically uploaded.
I should have emptied the trash can.
I think either way that wouldn't have made a difference. Anyway, please come in to HQ as soon as you can. I know it's been... I mean, I don't know. She's just kind of frantically rummaging through her house, kind of absent-mindedly, just kind of looking for her bag, her keys, her like a jacket, and she's like putting a jacket on over her pajamas, and just really not in the right frame of mind to be doing this.
This is all on speaker, so Minnie looks up from that to Joseph and just... But why?
People know who you are now.
Needed to make a statement, I guess. Also...
I'm going to break away and just go to my mother and sister. I'm assuming my mother hasn't checked anything yet because she's distracted with what's going on. Hey, Mama, I think I left some stuff with my friends, so I'll just go. I'll go to their place. I'll pick it up and come back as soon as I can.
All right, my darling. Yeah, just stay safe and see you soon.
Always.
Morgan's gonna be like want to watch the video properly, so we'll be watching it on the tablet.
Just sort of standing there awkwardly while you.
No, I'm gonna shove everyone outside. Let's go. Let's go.
So as you're attempting to watch this video, Adib is shoving you out of the door, and you finally get a quiet moment to just take it all in. And as you are watching, we're just going to take a short break and be right back. And welcome back. As Joseph's video comes to an end, you're all standing around someone's phone or tablet outside the nightjar. What happens? What's your reaction?
I think Minnie might be almost the least affected, so it's going to be the one that's first able to pull themselves together to say, why?
Morgan has been very quiet and very still from very early on in the video. And then, so we're just outside the nightjar.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We're next to the door. She's going to pull the door off its hinges and throw it as hard as she can, just not even caring where it's going. Push Zenith up against the wall and say, Aquila.
Yeah.
She's shaking. You've been working for Aquila.
Yeah. I always have.
She's gonna punch the wall next to your head, like,
Oof.
Obviously trying not to hurt you. Aquila killed my parents. And then just...
Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that. Just color drains out of my face, and Joseph's just like, what? When? What?
When I was 3. I have to go, and she's just gonna run off. She's just gonna run off into the night. Because she's so angry she might kill you.
I think I get dropped, so I think I, for the second time tonight, slump down a wall.
I feel like that might... If I scared him...
Yeah, for sure. When you,
oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm taking a Doom point for that, which means
Woo!
my Doom is 5,
Yeah.
which means I get to get a new ability, but let's deal with that later, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so...
I guess everyone else heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm where I landed, slumped against this wall, just like, yeah, I kind of felt sort of weirdly good about what was happening, and now it's just, just instantly nosedived.
Oh no.
Why? And you were... There's so many layers of lies. What? How old were you 13 years ago?
8.
Minnie is doing calculations on fingers. I mean, you were just a larva. That's not...
She pulled me out of an orphanage.
Are you a villain?
I didn't think so. But maybe I've been working for one. I'm sorry, Minnie.
We should get to Taj.
Adib, I'm sorry.
Adib is just fixated on the device. He's like pinching to zoom in if his facial features are clear or not. He's visible. I should have gotten a hoodie. Why didn't I wear a hoodie? I always wear a hoodie. Why didn't I wear a hoodie?
I mean, to be fair, Adib, they probably would have taken the hoodie off. We were supposed to be on a work experience trip. If you'd covered your face, I would have been very suspicious. Even I know that. We weren't very well trained, to be honest. This has all been a big mess. You should all go to Taj. I'm gonna try and find Morgan.
Let's go to Taj. I turn off my phone because I don't want to deal with calls from my parents right now.
Minnie flies off in direction that Morgan went.
Okay, well, Morgan's new power is about to manifest. She stomps off angrily, just getting more and more angry, and her new power manifests. And her new power is called Portal, which means I can portal to appear in a scene with anyone I want. So Morgan is going to pop back up right in the middle of you all which you've never seen her do before.
Minnie is like flown off in the wrong direction, so is actually the furthest away. It's like screech in the hover boots, 8 foot in the air, turn around.
Grab Zenith and be like, where is she? Take me to her now.
It's the top of the Apex building, but I won't be able to get in. We fought. I left.
You fought?
Yeah.
You're not with her anymore?
No. I think there's like a dawning moment for Zenith, which is not great to only be having right now. Bluebell.
Yeah, she wasn't in the grey box.
Yeah, we went. She wasn't there. I thought she left with you.
Nope.
She wasn't safe with you. Oh.
That means Aquila's got her.
Oh, great. Let's go look for Bluebell.
Yeah.
We should go to Taj first, because they might have access to tools and technologies and things that could help. And information. Some information.
I think Minnie might be right, but we don't stay around long. We gotta get ahead of this or on top of it or something.
What is this?
Don't think that they'd lock us up. We might go to Taj and they'd decide that we're more trouble than we're worth and then lock us up. I mean, that wouldn't be good. That would not... My boss would not be happy about that.
I don't know. I'm not the leader. What do we do?
Why are you looking at me? I'm just following you.
Well, that wasn't smart.
It's not like any of us know what to do in this.
Look, Taj might be archaic and somewhat irrational with a lot of their funding, but I don't think they're nefarious. I don't think they're up to anything, and we need help.
You know what? I'm getting pretty good at reading minds. I think we go to Taj and we stay near an exit and I read their minds to see if they're going to lock us up. And if they don't, if they seem like they want to help, then we go with them and we ask for help and we get help and we get Bluebell back. And then, honestly, I'm not sure if I'm cut out for this Earth superhero thing. It's very confusing.
Right, fine. Let's go. Let's go to Taj. And if they try to lock us up, I'll punch us out.
Sounds good.
Just so long as you punch us out before my boss explodes the entire building and turns everyone inside into dust.
He can do that?
It's a cut scene there.
And scene. And you make your way stealth jetless across town to Taj.
On our stealth legs.
I give everyone a hoodie.
Love it.
Yeah, just like I Heart Chapter hoodies. And as you approach, Vera is waiting for you on the steps in front of Taj in her pajamas with a suit jacket over the top.
Minnie quite intensely reads her mind. What is Vera thinking? This is I suppose an unleash your powers?
Yes.
Cool. That is unleash powers. Okay, 5 + 1, 6. Yeah, not great.
I think the reason that you can't get a read on her is she's just in a bit of a panic. Her thoughts are going all over the place, not really settling on anything. You don't get any sense of like immediate danger to any of you. She just seems to be in a bit of a state. And she's like, good, you're here, right. So there's a lot going on, and your faces are out there. I've been going through all the evidence that Joseph sent to the Daily Cormorant, and yeah, it looks like you're onto something. And the reason that UTBC are going so hard is because you've caught them in a lie, and they're trying their best to wriggle out of it. So, while it looks super bad, and my superiors are very, very angry, I know that you are just doing your best, and I think we need to see this through.
What does that involve?
Well, we have Poltergeist in custody. He is our closest link to the UTBC pilot program currently. So I think we have to push up the interview, if that's all right with you. I know you're probably exhausted.
Yeah, nope, let's do it. Let's go now.
We need to work tonight.
Wait, I need to know.
Yeah.
Can your team do something about our videos? Can they manage to scrub us out?
That is a big job. but it's not impossible. We have been working on technology to deal with this kind of situation. I will.
My father
drop
is
a
asleep
message.
right now. He always sleeps early. He wakes up to pray. First thing he does, he checks his phone.
All right.
My mom probably won't look at her phone until later, so I don't know how much time until they figure out that I am Churban. And I don't want other people as well to find out who I really am.
All right.
But anyone that checks the news will have seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not everybody checks it immediately. I don't check it except for alarms about poltergeist. Oh no. My friend, they would have seen it as well.
It's out there, man. Your family. I think this is happening. Indeed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The technology that we have is still in development, and I don't think that our teams can get it ready in time.
Yeah.
I think your family knows, whether it's now or later, they'll know. But for now, you have a job to do.
I will turn to Vera. Well, and Adib. Should we bring them in? They could be in danger.
Oh.
I mean, any of us who have people, they might come after them.
Would they go that far?
Well, luckily, I don't have many.
Minnie is like texting desperately, letting Benson know what's going on, because like the most important thing for her is that this doesn't spark an intergalactic war because of some kind of miscommunication.
Yeah, that would be
bad. If she gets hurt in something that seems like it's a state-run operation, like that could cause some problems for like future kind
diplomatic
of
stuff.
above-board diplomatic relations.
It's good to know that your terrifyingly powerful alien friends have such a hair trigger.
Well, no, just
Oh,
like
Minnie stubbed her toe. Intergalactic war.
one of the whole reasons that Minnie wanted to come to Earth is that everyone on Specmarkalon is like so logical and dull. So like the risk of anything actually going wrong is like low.
Sure.
But Minnie doesn't want to be the person
Well,
that's...
wouldn't it be embarrassing?
It would be really embarrassing, and it would prove her mum right, and that would be like the worst. And also people might get hurt. That's another
Yeah,
thing.
people tend to in intergalactic wars. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so even if it's an incredibly boring intergalactic diplomatic misunderstanding that is mostly done through forms, Minnie just doesn't want that to happen. That would be very embarrassing. So, just
entirely fair.
Just updating, I've been operating as a superhero. Just you said that we should take some jobs in order to expose us to different aspects of human culture. And I may have been unmasked. They don't know I'm an alien yet. Just that I have superpowers, and that seems pretty normal on this planet. So that's fine. But just, don't tell my mum, and don't worry if you see me on the news. It's all fine. We're not revealed yet. Kiss, kiss. Thumbs up.
Milkshake emoji.
Yeah, chicken emoji.
Excellent. So I think once the storm of texting has subsided, Vera's like, okay, I realise that this has massive implications for all of you personally, but we have a limited amount of time. UTBC is on red alert. Whatever they're planning, they're probably going to be kicking it into high gear because they're on the verge of being found out. So we really need to get on this. And she leads you down into the containment facility in the basement of Tarj, where because it's fun, in a Magneto-style glass box hanging in midair, Poltergeist is there. It is suspended on these metal wires, and he is just sitting in this completely empty glass box. Vera pushes a button and a metal walkway extends out.
This is where the budget went.
Yeah, this is where the budget went. Yeah.
They've got bespoke cells for each villain depending on their power set kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And upstairs they've just got basic tea.
It's all IKEA upstairs. It's just
The tea tastes like dust. Awful.
But all the supervillains are really locked up.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, kind of fair.
Sure. But they get better food than is in the canteen upstairs. They get
Yeah, you don't want to anger the supervillains you have with bad food. Anyway, Poltergeist is still in his metal t-shirt and jeans, kind of slumped in the corner of this glass box, and Vera opens a kind of airlock door so that you can go in, and then closes it behind you, and then opens the second set of doors so that you are all now in the glass cell with Poltergeist.
But before Vera opens the second door, Morgan will be like, I mean, is there some kind of power dampener in there, or what? Why? How is this safe?
Yeah, we do have some special magnetic fields that dampen telekinetic powers for this particular cell.
Right.
You go on through, and he is just not looking at you. He's especially avoiding Adib's eyes.
Is Adib still under a condition right now?
I should still have guilty.
I'm going to see if I can clear that. Yeah, again, I guess just before they open the second door, I'll, we're in a small space, everyone's going to hear it, but I'll take Adib aside. Hey, so I know everything seems pretty dark right now, and I know you're worried about your family and them finding out. But they seem to really care about you, man, and I think whatever happens, that side of things is going to be okay. I remember this guy, he doesn't have people. He's just got you. So let's help clear him of all of this, okay? Cool. I'm gonna make a low roll. See if I can help.
Do it.
+3 because I'm suddenly very mundane. That's a 10.
Excellent.
So you add also a team to the pool.
Yeah. Team to the pool. Perfect. And yes, you can...
I'm guilt-free.
Your condition is cleared.
Skipping.
After the guilt condition has been removed from Adib and the second set of doors opens up, Vera, with absolute exhaustion behind her eyes, says, well, I suppose you're the ones who know the most about this case, and shoves you all through the door, and then it closes behind you and she leaves out the first set of doors.
Minnie turns around and is trying to yell through the door. I thought interrogation was a skill that people got trained for, and we're just we started on Saturday.
And yeah, she is mouthing, I can't hear you, behind the glass. And she just sits down on the walkway and gets out a cigarette and just...
I think we need to investigate Vera.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Minnie's just this is going to be a lot of articles, and I do not understand these people.
Yeah. And so, as you are now alone in this glass cell with Poltergeist, who is very studiously avoiding Adib's gaze, we're going to end the episode there. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Chapter Multiverse. And as always, I would like to ask our wonderful players where we can find them on the internet and if they have anything to plug, starting with Lowri.
Hey, yeah, you can find me at Lowri Tweets. And I am also in other Rusty Quill podcasts. Listen to them.
Excellent. And Ahmed?
You can find me everywhere at Mr. Aljabry, mostly on Twitter, where I share Arab tidbits about tabletop RPG characters and world building.
Wonderful. And Pip?
Hi there, I'm Pip Gladwin. You can find me at Pip_Gladwin on Twitter, where I'll likely be sounding off about stuff that I am in. That will be time appropriate, because when you're listening to this, the stuff that's on Twitter will be up to date. Because right now I'm in different stuff to what I will be in when you're actually listening to this. So accuracy is difficult. So check the internet for me.
And Lydia?
Hi, I'm Lydia. I'm on Twitter at Lydia Nicholas.
Hey!
All right.
Show off.
Efficiency. Boo.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Maddy_abstract, where there are links to all the various things that I do, and we hope to see you next time on Chapter and Multiverse. But until then, from all of us here in the space between worlds, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Chapter and Multiverse is a podcast distributed by Rusty Quill and licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, Share-alike 4.0 International License. It is directed by Maddy Searle and produced by M. Lindemann, with executive producers Alexander J. Newell and April Sumner. The Eternal Tavern Keeper was played by Kareem Cronfley. This episode was edited by Lowri Ann Davies, Tessa Vroom and Kathy Rinella, with music by Nico Vertese. Thank you for listening.